And welcome to the Bowls Auckland Champion of Champion Triples YouTube broadcast live here from the Palace at Royal Oak Bowling Club. My name is Alex Reid and I'm joined today by Brett O'Reilly. Brett, we're down to the final. Who are we watching?
Kia ora tātou, Alex. This should be an intriguing final between the Bridge Park and Te Atatu teams. Bridge Park, Kirsty Hill, Leslie McClendon and Aggie Motu, hugely experienced and credentialed team, and up against similar opponents in Marion Hakaraya, Lauren Mills and Robin Reihana from the Te Atatu club. Again, 6 women who have all played at national level in Aotearoa, New Zealand, all featured in Bowls Auckland finals and events over a long period of time, and I'm expecting this to be a cracker of a final. And Kirsty Hill, the lead for the Bridge Park team, gets them off to a great start, and I think that will be a sign of things to come. Marion Hakaraya, the lead for the Te Atatu Peninsula team. Marion hugely involved in bowls in the Auckland Tamaki Makaurau area, very involved with Aotearoa Māori bowls, and just from my perspective as the Regional Director of Oceania for World Bowls, very involved with our recent Digicel Oceania Challenge that was played at the Blockhouse Bay Club in Auckland Tamaki Makaurau, and very involved with putting together the pōwhiri and the tikanga that supported that event and got us off to such a great start. So nice to see Marion involved as a player on this occasion, and right on cue, she's drawn a front toucher.
Look at that. I think it'll be fascinating to watch that battle, Brett, between Kirsty Hill and Marion Hakaraya and see how it goes, because it can make such a difference to the end result.
Absolutely. Both players are in both teams, should I say, are good draw sides, but also shot players. And here you can see Leslie McClendon immediately playing up to that bowl on the instructions of her skip Aggie Motu, and getting a result and opening it up. Lauren Mills is the second or measurer for the Te Atatu Peninsula team. Lauren is a dual member. She's also a member at the Takapuna Club where I play, and has enjoyed success this season as part of the Te Atatu team with a skip by Adam Blatcher, who's playing next door today, who were runner-up in the Bowls New Zealand Bowls 3-5 event, and Lauren's also recently, in the last 12 months, won the New Zealand Champion of Champion Fours, playing for Takapuna, and also the National Interclub, playing for Takapuna. So she's a credentialed player, as are all of these players. So Robin Reihana puts a foot out and says, "This is where I need you to finish, Lauren." I think the other thing about both skips is that they're not afraid to attack. So while we'll see some really good draw play today, we can fully expect them to be attacking if need be. So Lauren slips under again there, heavy and narrow.
Yeah, well, I mean, we had a front toucher, but if you hadn't seen that, you'd look at this and think just about first end nerves. You know, they've had those 2 trial ends, but like you say, sometimes you get to that first end of a big match, and your touch just deserts you a little bit to start off with, but they'll settle in soon enough. These guys are all very experienced.
Absolutely right, and I think the one of the things with the artificial surfaces is, even if they're playing a little slow, and we know that we've had a lot of moisture in the air in the last 48 hours in Auckland, the bowls still turn, and so line is important, and we've seen that you will get rewarded if you take your green, you will get finish, and so even though it's maybe slightly slower than you would expect, you've still got to take that green. So and Robin Reihana out on a big line.
Well, she's been listening to you, Brett. Look at that, taking a nice wide line.
And even though it looks a little wide, you'll see them start to creep back, and there you go. So that's probably 2 to the Te Atatu team, as Egi Motu looks to play her last bowl for the Bridge Park team. Bridge Park, beautiful bowling club located just under Mangere Maunga or mountain on the shores of the Manukau Harbour. Beautiful setting for a bowling club, and Aggie, really credentialed player in Auckland, and that's why she's been such a force. Yeah, I mean, and you can see both bowls perfect green, corrected beautifully with their second bowl. So it's Bridge Park holding one, and Robin Reihana looking for that bowl.
Oh, she's not wide, and I think needs a slice of good fortune here.
Yep, so it's 1 to the Bridge Park team. Kirsty Hill grabs the mat, and she'll deliver the jack on the second end. Alex, just while we're warming up in this final, I just want to use this opportunity to acknowledge the passing of a dear friend and fantastic administrator in the game, Helen Stallard. I know Helen, synonymous with bowls in Auckland originally, then moved on to the national scene as an administrator with Bowls New Zealand, and indeed at the time of her passing was also on the international scene as a technical delegate with World Bowls. And I think all of us are still reeling a little bit with the shock of her untimely passing.
Yes, no, thank you for that, Brett, and certainly extend condolences to. I mean, she had so many people that she made an impact on, and it struck home for us after we sort of announced what happened to the bowling community. Just how many people from everywhere said, "Well, I knew Helen." So just an incredible impact, and far too soon.
And I think with Helen, she was a formidable personality. She was someone who had incredible determination, but and an absolute love of our game and her family. But anything she did in the game of bowls, she gave it, 100%, and very focused on the detail. And so, as you say, there's been Pacific Island countries and bowlers in those countries who remember her involvement with Pacific Mini Games events. There's been people that have remembered her involvement on the in and around World Bowls events that have been held in New Zealand. Her involvement with umpires, her involvement with administration, her involvement with visually impaired bowlers, and her own husband David Stallard. And part of a bowling dynasty. Her mother, Joan Jagger, a very fine administrator, and from my memory, president of the New Zealand Women's Bowls Association. May have even been involved, being a president of Bowls New Zealand. I can't quite remember, but definitely a fantastic legacy as a family and an amazing legacy as a person. So she'll be remembered for a long time to come, and so yeah, nice to be able to just share that with viewers. And I know there'll be a lot of people who will be thinking, feeling for David and the family. So back here in the final of this Bowls Auckland Women's Champion Triples, we have the Bridge Park team holding shot, Leslie McLinden's first bowl, and they've got potentially two here, as Lauren Mills, who's measurer or second player for Te Atatu, plays her second bowl on this second end of the final. And again, just a little heavy, just drifting past.
I think this final 18 ends, of course, and it's still got a time limit, but I'm pretty sure they add an hour for the final. So it's essentially a no time limit game here. There will be no concern about the time,
which is good. I mean, both of these teams are pretty no nonsense and will play. I don't think we'll see a lot of time wasting, but it is good just to have a little bit of bit of time up your sleeve. Then, you know, if there are tense moments where the players need to get together and discuss tactics, it's good that they have that opportunity. So at the moment, it's the Bridge Park team holding shots here, and as Agimotu comes down on the backhand side and just drifts past amongst that group of bowls, probably not a shot. And now it's Robin Reihana, the Te Atatu skip, with her first bowl of the second end. And they're coming down on a good line here, Alex.
Yeah, on that backhand side, let's see when it turns. Little feather.
Just finishes out of it. So at this stage, I think definitely a couple of shots to Bridge Park. And let's see what sort of correction we get from Agimotu this time. Motu name, of course, featured in bowls and boxing these days.
Yes.
And Aggie certainly played some outstanding bowls in the semi-final this morning in their win against Judy Rail's gallant Glen Eden team. So, Robin Reihana, can she get in here for shot or even second shot? Slightly
Willing
tight.
it to hold up. She needs it just to go on a little bit of a walk. Even second shot she'll be happy with, Brett, but I'm not sure if she's quite made it.
Out comes one shot.
1.5 maybe.
Out comes the finger measure from Lauren Mills.
Oh, they're clearing bowls left, right and centre. Jeez. Oh, we'll go for a measure, I think, Leslie, on the measures.
So definitely one taken out for Bridge Park, which was Leslie McClendon's first bowl that drew the shot, and now they're measuring between those bowls, and it looks like 2. So so it's Bridge Park, Kirsty Hill, Leslie McClendon, and Agimotu off to a good start again, as we saw in the semi-final this morning, at a 3-0 lead after 2 of the
18 ends
in this Bowls Auckland Women's Champion Triples final.
Isn't in the background a sign of the times, Brett? We've got a no smoking sign, but they've put no vaping underneath the no smoking. So obviously it must be a new sign up there.
Yep, this magnificent indoor facility here at the Royal Oak, which we have dubbed the Palace. This site of this, of course, a green where many national finals have been played over the years, particularly when this club was under the Onehunga name before the amalgamation of Onehunga and Hillsborough to form the Royal Oak Club about a dozen seasons ago. And so great to see it now repurposed as an indoor facility with this artificial surface. And this has really enhanced the bowls in the Auckland Tamaki Makaurau area, and it's a fine facility for Royal Oak, which enables our game to be played 12 months of the year, which is a fantastic thing.
Absolutely, and removes the stress of weather-related stoppages, and that's only going to increase as the climate continues to do what the climate is doing. You know, if you think looking forward in 10 years' time, what's the climate in New Zealand going to look like? It's not going to be conducive to a lot of natural greens running for as long as we're used to them running, Brett.
Just get the team to update that scoreboard. Bridge Park leading 3-0 after 2 of those 18 ends. And Kirsty Hill just getting a slide off her own bowl, a touch on the jack, and it's a measure for shot. Marion Hakaraya just checking where her first bowl is in relation to the jack. It's slightly low or short of the jack, and she'll be looking to drop another one close, if not get the shot. And she's on a good line here. The bowls will break away on this hand towards the end of their run, but that's tidy in the area. And now Leslie McClendon into her work for the Bridge Park team.
on the back end. So we see the umpire in the background. Hand on hip.
Yeah, Les Smith, one of New Zealand's top umpires, and another one of those volunteers who puts a huge amount of time into our game. So the teams are in expert hands. And we've also got the men's champion of champion triples being played today. They're down to the semi-final stages.
Yes, they are, and we will endeavour to get updates as to how those semi-finals are progressing as they progress. But I can tell you, Brett, that it's Te Atatu, a team of Adam Blucher at skip, Brendan Kelly at 2, and Peter Blucher off the front playing Jamie Hill, Ryan Hill, and Mai Tarua. And then in the other semi-final, it's Balmoral. We've got Alan Moyle, Travis, and Chris Dearsley playing Colin Williams, Harry Davis, and Aidan Takarua. So some good semi-finals going on the same green. Of course, some names that we might have expected to hear there. The Galloway name at home ground, having won the Open Centre Triples earlier on this season, but they were defeated 13 points to 12 by the Te Atatu team. So they, I suspect, will be in another portion of the club. Brett having perhaps a little bit of hydration there, so they didn't make it through to the semi-final round, and a good win there for Te Atatu, and that gave them a bit of confidence.
Yeah, close quarterfinal that, 13-11 to Te Atatu playing at the last end, and they managed to restrict Michael Galloway and the Royal Oak team to one shot. So,
there's Jack movement.
Jack movement. So that was Lauren Mills, who was coming down and ended up being heavy, getting the thin end of the jack, and unfortunately for the Te Atatu team, the jack has sprung over to Leslie McClendon's 2 bowls. Shake of the head from Robin Rayhana there. And it's Bridge Park now holding, I think, at least 2 shots and maybe 3, having probably held the shot until that bowl of Lauren Mills's. So it's a game of fine margins, and if the jack had gone straight back, it probably would have been to the advantage of the Te Atatu team, but it was not to be. So now we have Egimotu just drawing towards the head.
Holding a number here, because that's Kirsty Hill's bowl. That's 4.
That's 4.
Is Robin the sort of player who's just going to have a go at this?
I think she'll attack. I think
Kill's good value.
The bowls are so close, and yes, she's on the drive.
I like this call here from Robin. Where's it going? Is it close?
Yeah, well.
Why is the jack not moved, Brett? It's unbelievable. She got a bowl square.
Little unlucky there. You would have thought, there would have been a more. She would have got more of more of a result.
Yeah, she played that so well, and she just removed a bowl square. We saw the shot bowl rock. But not even any jack movement, really.
And here's a great ball from Egimotu.
I mean, how can you go from a drive to a draw? It's so hard to hit. She needs to use a lot of Kirsty's bowl if she's going to stay on the drive and try and use that low bowl as a shelf onto the jack. This is early on in the game, but it still feels like a big moment. Less weight this time from Robin.
Yeah, playing more just to try and sit on one of those bowls and get
out of the way.
She's just going to slip past. She gets the edge. Well, that's at least 4. Yep, 4 it is to the Bridge Park team. And a little bit like our semi-final this morning, it's Bridge Park getting away to a good start, albeit a little bit fortuitous as a result of that that movement of the jack by Te Atatu.
Let's look at this, Brett. So this is that last bowl. She's just a bowl wide there, Robin.
Yep.
Rolling that shot bowl around the corner.
Definitely the right idea. She certainly didn't get, didn't make the result any worse. She was 4 down when she let it go. But yeah, if she'd managed to get a stick on that bowl square, the chances were that she would reduce the number. But in the meantime, it's now Egimotu leading by 7 shots to 0. We're playing the 4th end of the of this. Ignore the board where it says 7 ends. We're playing end 4. and it's Marion Hakaraya with her first bowl. Important, and that's a good first bowl from Marion, as she as it's important that they bounce back now.
Yeah, and I know Marion and Robin, I think we had a Somerset Nationals up in Auckland maybe 2 times ago, and I remember the finals were on the Carlton Cornwall Greens, and I think Marion and Robin got third equal at the Somerset Nationals in the pairs, and I recall Marion's leading in particular, very impressive, you know, just her first bowl effectiveness right up there, and when she gets into the groove, she's as good as anyone. And,
They're a great combination, and I mean, I think, and you know, we're seeing two teams here that are used to playing with each other. Kirsty Hill, you know, recognised as one of the better draw players in the women's game nationally, and you know, part of that very famous Hill family. In fact, her brother Jamie Hill and her nephew Ryan Hill are playing next door. They're representing
Greyland.
the Greyland club. Jamie, a former New Zealand player and New Zealand champion, and now Leslie McClendon into her work for the Bridge Park team. Achieved a lot of success as a junior in Auckland, including being part of that Auckland team that won the national 1 to 8 into centre, and now stepping into the senior ranks. And she's up against Lauren Mills, who's won a lot of titles, originally out of the Northland Centre, and these days playing in both North Harbour and Auckland. Lauren just struggling a little bit with her weight early in this game, just playing a little heavy. But in that situation, getting a good sit behind and ending up in a good position for the Atatu team, as Leslie McClendon comes down with her second bowl.
This is close. Here.
She's going to get the jack. Bowl's just hanging a little bit there with weight. So it's 1 at the moment to the Atatu side. That bowl of Marion Hakaraya. And now Lauren Mills, can she add another shot here?
On the backhand, practices a lot, Lauren Mills, and when she's in the right space, very, very hard to beat, very consistent bowler. As you said, I think just finding her way here in this final.
Yeah, I mean, not a bad home there in that it covers those 2 bowls of Leslie McClendon, but I expect Aggie Motu will be drawing here, looking for a good tight bowl. We saw on the first end, just her ability to draw under pressure, and I think she'll be playing down that forehand side and looking to draw close.
Aggie on the forehand. It's interesting. For a very long time, Aggie played with the ABT bowls. They had quite a big swing, and it's only in the last 2, maybe 3 seasons that she switched to these slightly tighter lined bowls. And the good thing about that, I suppose, is it certainly teaches you to take your green, doesn't it, Brett? So you're always going to be finishing on the centre line, slightly wide of the centre line.
So still 1 here to Bridge Park. Aggie's just falling maybe half a metre short as Robin Rayhana comes down with her first bowl, and that's a really good bowl. That'll be close to second shot. Leslie McClendon coming out to have a look and just see what the situation is, and just saying, look, just draw down there, beat your own bowl, and you'll be pretty close to getting the shot.
On the forehand side, very economical action. Very little to go wrong with it. It's what you want in a bowl's delivery.
Close here, Alex. Close here.
When's it turning? 2 rolls. Good shot.
Yeah, well played. Almost exactly what Leslie McClendon asked for. Just to, play down there, turn the bowl over. So Lauren Mills saying we're 1 down to that bowl. Come down and play a similar sort of bowl, but on the other hand, looking to turn over Marion Hakaraya's bowl or come underneath and sit the shot ball. But I think she's. Well, they do come back, but I'm not sure with that weight she'll get that turn.
That's the challenge. Now, when's it going to stop?
Good effort.
Yeah, fair effort.
Yeah, good effort weight-wise. Just got stuck wide there. So they're having a quick look. Kirsty Hill's confident. She's already put the mat down.
I like that. It's almost gamesmanship, isn't it?
Yeah,
when you do that, because you're just saying, "Oh, we've got the shot."
So one to Bridge Park. They continue their early momentum in this final, and now out to 8 shots to 0 after 4 of the 18 ends. We just see next door the semi-final between Jamie Hill and his Greyland team, and they're playing Adam Blucher and his Te Atatu men's team.
As we see, this is a shot over there, so we've got a camera on that semi-final, so every now and then we can pop across and see what happens. So there was a rocket that flew up. It wasn't a Royal Oak rocket, it was one coming out of someone else's hand that flew up the rink on that end, as we see Kirsty Hill draw another toucher.
Well, a jack just came flying across from that rink, so whoever someone did hit a drive with one of their bowls, and so that end was killed, and they'll now replay that. Both Adam and Jamie, very, very good drivers.
Yeah.
And so we may well see a bit of action from next door. Meanwhile, back in the women's champion triples final, it's Bridge Park leading 8 to 0, and it's Kirsty Hill with, as you said, Alex, a front toucher, and again a familiar pattern from what we saw in the semi-final with Kirsty getting this team off to a good start and allowing Aggie Motu to pull the tune with the game. So Marion Hakaraya just over with her first ball, just checking with skip Robin Reihana how much room, well, how far over she was, just so she can make that adjustment. And look for Marion to be pretty close with her second bolt here.
Yeah, it will feel, I think we spoke about it in the semi-final, realistically an 8-0 lead when you've got 14 ends to play isn't huge. But if you are the Te Atatu team and you haven't actually got off the starting block yet, and you haven't scored a point yet, it feels more than 8 points.
It sure does, and it does mess a little bit with you. I think it's not nice to see that 0 up on the scoreboard. You know, you do want to get a good start, but these are all experienced players. They won't be too daunted by the margin, but they will be, concerned to be, getting into the game. And here's a good bowl from Leslie McClendon.
Lovely bowl.
Almost the perfect spot. Just sliding by. Good second shot just behind Robin Reihana, indicating Jack's not quite touching the bowl. So can Lauren Mills draw a shot here?
Keeps that target nice and narrow too. As we see Lauren on the forehand. This is important. We know these bowls drift a little bit. This is close here. Square and one shot. That's beautiful.
Brilliantly played.
You got spray?
It's one of Lauren's signature shots. Just that sit
You play
and
the same
stay
shot. Yeah. Any
shot,
movement is
and
good.
just beautifully played there. And now it's Leslie McClendon's turn to play a similar sort of bowl, looking for to sit the bowl or to trail the jack.
It's probably a shot we've seen come more and more into the game as our greens have slowed down a little bit.
Close here, Alex.
As we see a rinse and repeat, but she's got the jack instead.
Oh, unlucky. Yeah, that's
And
okay.
it went too far, did it? One, says Robin. What a magnificent. This has been a great end to watch. We've just seen 2 great shots.
Absolutely.
The jack just going 6 inches too far there.
Half a mat.
And right now for Te Atatu, important that they get another bowl there, because things are looking a little precarious.
Oh, it's a lonely, you'd almost call it a temporary one shot, wouldn't you? Because you could hit either of those front bowls and the Te Atatu, bowl is disappearing out of the head. Though if that, the blue bowl that sits to our furthest to our left at 10 o'clock, there might be jack movement if you go through it. Robin wanting this bowl up.
Oh, and that's unlucky.
Oh, she didn't want that bowl up because that's a Kirsty Hill bowl.
It is a Kirsty Hill bowl, and yeah, one will never be under any illusions about how Robin Reihana's feeling. She wears her heart on her sleeve, but always she's a great character. And here we see that first bowl from Lauren Mills.
Beautiful.
Just perfectly set out the Kirsty Hill shot. And then Leslie McClendon playing almost an identical bowl, but this time getting the jack and moving it and still being one down. And then unfortunately, Lauren Mills turning up the bowl. To be fair, she had to get another bowl on the head. So just a bit unlucky that she managed to get that bowl square, and it's Bridge Park holding one. And I expect Egi Motu will be looking to try and draw a shot up just around those bowls.
That's what she's trying to do, but she's going to put mud in the eye instead, which is just as good. Although it makes it safe to play the forehand through the gap. Oh, maybe it looks harder from this angle actually. I take it back.
Yeah, I think she was probably just looking to get around that bunch, see if she could get a catcher or just give herself another bowl there. Looks like lunch is served here at the Palace. Umpire Les Smith with looks like a pretty tasty bread
nice
roll there.
Filled roll.
As we see Carol Berry from the Titirangi RSA team. They were beaten by the Te Atatu team in their semi-final. So Robin Reihana, she'll be looking to
this is
work
close.
up there. She is close.
Inside out off that, onto the shot. She's close. Oh, they got the wrong edge.
And possibly two down now.
Oh, that was
with Kirsty Hill's bowl. Who would have thought that was possible?
I don't know. Kirsty Hill will be going, well, that's why I placed those two bowls there, because she's holding two.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable stuff.
So Kirsty calling this hit interestingly. She's leading, but obviously as the more experienced player stepping in to make this call. And so Egi Motu now again on her forehand side, looking to just try and get around that bunch and add another shot, and she's close.
Well, Robin.
Oh,
Lauren,
that's a great bowl.
Lauren, is that our bowl at the back?
That's a great bowl. I'm not sure
is
if
that
it's
our
a counter.
bowl at the back?
Robin wants to hit it, but they don't have anything at the back, says Lauren.
Lauren's saying, look, come up and have a look.
You've got good chances. If you play a similar body to what you did last time, there's things to wriggle in off. You can go inside out off something onto the jack. See that? Or maybe the forehand. Brett onto that blue bowl that sits at 10 o'clock to your screen, which hits onto the Te Atatu bowl just to roll it. It just needs to roll into the head. I don't know. What would you play?
Look, I think she can play up on that backhand side. I mean, the danger would be losing their blue bowl, the bowl of Marion Hakaraya's clean, but I can't really see it going clean without
your collision bowl.
Your bowl, the Robin's bowl landing in that area. So I think coming down there, looking in off shot off that bowl, gives them a chance of reducing and maybe even just sitting in there. So I imagine it won't be a full-on drive, but it'll just be more of a running weight, and yes, it is. And it's on a good line.
She's very close here. It's about the collision bowl. Watch the collision bowl.
It's on a good line. I think she's going to get it.
She's played it well.
Oh, so unlucky.
Desperately unlucky. That was a beautiful shot.
Nevertheless, a good bowl. She's reduced it down to one. And they were probably two, maybe three down beforehand. So really well played. And unfortunately, it doesn't score for Te Atatu, but it keeps them in touch. And quick as a flash, Kirsty Hill's got the mat down, the jack up, and we're into the sixth end of this final of the Bowls Auckland Women's Champion of Champion Triples.
9 the score to Bridge Park, and I think part of Kirsty being so quick onto the mat, it's about making hay while the sun shines, isn't it? Like the Bridge Park, and she pre-chalked that one, but that was she didn't get a touch with it. Bridge Park 9 up. You're playing a classy team. It's never going to last forever, so you have to try and make the most you can of your little runs of form. So as far as Kirsty's concerned, go as quickly as possible. Don't let Te Atatu think too much about what's happening.
I think a characteristic of the Hill dynasty, if I can call them that, Father Neville Hill and mother the late Karen Hill, Hamblin, Jamie, Kirsty, Liam, and now Ryan, is they tend to be pretty quick. First sight players take a line and play it versus someone like Marion Hakaraya, much more deliberate, takes your time. Nothing wrong with either way of playing. It's just a matter of what works for you in that process. And Kirsty Hill swapping over here, and she'd be pretty disappointed with that.
Yeah, walked away immediately, really, the moment she
So
let it
seven,
go.
mate.
You know, reasonable line,
Okay.
but just no weight, and so it's one at this stage to Bridge Park. Marion Hakarai's first bowl, and I expect Marion to be pretty close with the second one.
Got to shake it
And
ahead.
I've completely put the commentator's curse on her because she's ended up steering it wide. Beautiful
check that,
speed,
please?
probably about jet level where she
You
ended
draw
up,
either hand.
but unfortunately well wide of the target, and that's left the gate open for Leslie McClendon to try and get the shot for the Bridge Park team.
And on the forehand she is, and not far away if she's got the weight right here.
They just do a little wobble there.
Hello.
Yeah.
On
Nice,
that side, you can just
nice
see
slow
them
draw, mate.
kind of just slightly straightening. I think if the bowls are, if the bowls have just got a slight, if there's a slight wobble in the bowl, they just don't seem to break across that line. Where if it's a bit of a smoother delivery, they do tend to turn.
Yeah.
So
That's the way.
as we'll see with Lauren Mills's
Sorry,
bowl
Lauren.
here, this is going to be close.
That's a lovely
That's it.
bowl.
Yep, that's Lauren's best draw bowl of this this final, and this end starting to build quite nicely for the Te Atatu team as they try and claw their way back into this final.
Once you play a shot like that, someone of Lauren's ability, once you find a good bowl, it tends more to come from that well. You know what I mean? Like she's going, now I know what the weight in the green is. To get there, I'll lock into it, and she'll be away.
Leslie McClendon with a garden rake, just obviously looking to try and make sure she reached the bowl, but ended up being too heavy and through the head. So at this stage, it's
Stop ending.
it's Te Atatu holding some nice shots
the
here,
way.
and again, see that bowl just hold
Nice.
slightly.
A little bit of a walk.
Yep. Now it moves
Good result,
in,
Lauren.
and that's a great bowl from Lauren. That's two good draw bowls from her, and that's
Experience. That's what I like to see.
probably Te Atatu holding 4 shots, and Marion and Robin Rehan are not hiding her
Delight
with the fact that they are holding the shots on the changeover, which hasn't necessarily been a feature of the finals so far.
The good thing too, Brett, is that there is lots of gaps. So it's a 4 which you can only really cut down by drawing, which means that it's just one shot for Aggie to play. She's not really a percentage shot there. It's just a nice sort of the 4 spaced out bowls. They can be the times where you score numbers if your opposition
not
skip
even
just
there.
blinks for a second, and Aggie's blinked here, and an opportunity to draw a 5th.
Yep, and these ends are dangerous, aren't they? Because it looked, you think, well, look, I've got plenty of room
That's
there.
the thing.
It's not that, it's not that difficult to get a shot, and it's just in those moments you can maybe drop your concentration a little bit, just forget to be up to it. So Robin Rehana with her first bowl.
She'll so desperately want to be sitting with 5 here.
Yeah, and she's played it well. She's played it really well.
And still gaps. Like, it's not really a shot to play with weight here because there's gaps everywhere, Brett. You just have to try and draw to cut it down, and the pressure that Aggie's under now out of nowhere, huge.
Yep. Again, just very deliberate. She's taken a lot more green this time. I think her bowl is a turning bowl. I think she's close here. Oh, now, see the little wobble?
It's gone for a walk. Oh, dearie me.
Yep, she'll be disappointed with that beautiful speed. But just on that occasion, just that little straightener there, just held the bowl slightly. And so this could be a full count, Alex.
It absolutely could be, and this game has just lit up. Look at this here, Robin.
Yep, she's drawn another shot.
Good bowl. Right, what is it?
I think it's full house. I'm going to call this as a 6.
That's the sort of 6 that happens in
3,
triples because all that was left
4.
was a draw. 1, 2, 3, 4.
There.
That's all that they want to concede. And if I was Marion, 5.
Oh, just shouldn't say just 5. 5 shots to Te Atatu, and how quickly the complexion of the game can change.
2-bowl triples, that's a perfect example of this 2-bowl triples game. You weren't really, even on the skips crossover, the casual viewer, anyone, you'd be watching it and thinking, yeah, we'd expect maybe a 2 to a team here, but Just fantastic stuff there from Atatu.
Well, having watched both the semi-final and now the final, that would be the first time today that we've not seen this Bridge Park team with a close shot, and probably the first time we've not seen Egimotu recover. And we did see the bowls sort of behaving a little uncharacteristically, but at the end of the day, well done Atatu. Just played 6 really good draw bowls.
That's good bowls, eh? They're there or thereabouts in the area.
Challenge your opponents to get to do better than they did, and they didn't. And so they're back in this game with 9-5 after 6 ends of the 18. And Kirsty Hill.
Oh, that's classy from Kirsty.
Yep.
I was just going to say, but how important is it that Atatu also score on this end? And Kirsty Hill not wanting that to happen at all and drawing a toucher there. Well, not quite a toucher. I think it's maybe a couple of cigarette papers off the jack.
Run it up. Run it up.
Marion Hakaraya, can she just slip under there?
She's close.
She's very close. She's played
Look
a
at this.
cracker here. Wow.
What a shot.
Great bowl.
Beautiful bowl. Still one down, I think, to that bowl at 11 o'clock of Kirsty Hill.
Still got it, mate.
This game's just really sort of taken off with a hiss and a roar.
You get around Maz's bowl.
Just as well, it wasn't as expected, but it was just sort of plodding along, wasn't it? Bridge Park 9-0 up.
Kirsty Hill swaps over to the forehand side. I think probably holding shot there. And so Egimotu getting her to swap over, and she just slipped a little wide.
And draw up to Kirsty.
So it's 1-2.
We're actually one down. Yeah, if you just draw up to Kirsty.
1 to the Bridge Park team. Robin Rayhana saying play like we're one down.
If you're Lauren, you're almost missing heavy here. You don't need the shot yet. It's still, we're not even a quarter of the way through the end, so miss a few feet past and see if you can build more than a one out of this head.
Pretty good,
Lauren will be playing to it. She plays these shots really well, just playing with a little bit of weight.
Real close.
So
lovely shot.
Yep, just slipping past. Perhaps a little heavier than she might have liked, but you know it starts to build some good position for the Atatu team. Leslie McClendon now be important for Bridge Park to get a bowl past the jack here, just to cut down the options for their Atatu opponents, and right on cue, Leslie matches the bowl of Lauren Mills is at the back. Lauren just getting some clarification from Robin about what sort of weight she wants her to play. She's saying right about, you know, if you can play with weight to there, sit the shot bowl, trail the jack.
And that is about building ahead, isn't it, Brett? You know, it's not, if she gets the shot, that's fantastic, but it's about if Lauren misses the initial very difficult target.
That's looking pretty good, mate.
She's even making a bigger shelf for Robin potentially if you just finish on the slightly wide side. Close here from
all the way.
Lauren. It's a good shot. She played it well. Perfect weight. How far away the jack?
Yep, she's got the shot. So she's just moved that jack far enough for Marion Hakaraya bowl to count. Yeah, it's very well played. And so now it's Leslie McClendon who'll be playing a similar sort of shot down on her back end, looking to try and turn the Kirsty Hill bowl over or sit the shot. And she's close here. Just a little wider, but drawing in nicely, and just that'll be third shot there, and give Egimotu you know, a chance to play with confidence, knowing that if she does happen to dislodge the Kirsty Hill bowl, they'll still...
You're still okay, aren't you? Because you got a good second and a good third shot, and it's well, it should be theoretically impossible to move both without the jack also moving. So it creates it pretty safe. There's Mai there, the Greyland lead, just on the right of your screen.
Yep, president of the Greyland Club, and they were very good hosts of of a function for the Cook Islands team when they were here for the Oceania Challenge, and had a great night at Greyland, one of Auckland's oldest clubs, and going through a bit of a renaissance with a lot of new members, and quite a strong cohort of young members have joined from that inner city suburb. So, great to see.
And
So,
a bit of weight here from Aggie, missing
just slipping underneath.
just that sort of bowl narrow, but that's a good one. She'll feel like that's a good one to correct from, isn't it? Because it's not a massive correction for your next bowl. You're sort of in the area, always a little bit narrow, so you just take a smidgen more green and see what happens, and it's a safe shot to play.
Absolutely, and it shows the intent. Take the opportunities while they exist.
Come on.
So Robin Rayhan are trying to get another bowl in the head here. And again, that bowl just drifts away. She got stuck a little wide with the first, which I think is perhaps that little straightener, Alex, that just keeps the bowls hanging out on that hand if you miss the line. So Aggie Motu, her last bowl of the 7th end. And she's on the drive. And she's close.
Very close here.
Oh, yes, it does get it. I'm not sure whether she's got the shot.
She's still one down. That's the smallest amount she could have got that bowl. Or maybe she has got the shot. I thought she was unlucky there.
A little hard to see with the camera angle.
Marion's confident.
That's the
that's
Kirsty Hill bowl.
The indoor bowler and me just cringed at the movement of that bowl, Brett, but I think it was more just to double check that it definitely was one. As we see.
So a topsy-turvy end, really, with the shot changing several times, and almost a perfect result with her last bowl from Aggie.
Yes, we just relive that end.
And it's proving to be a great tussle between these two leads, Kirsty Hill and Marion Hakarai. And here's that last bowl of Aggie Motu. Looked like it had missed, just got the back edge of the shot bowl, but the Hakarai bowl, the Atatu bowl,
bit of super glue on it.
Absolutely,
sort of stuck around.
Yeah, and so Robin Rayhana will be relieved that they've hung on for the shot.
Nice miss.
And so playing the 6th end.
Beautiful line.
It's now Bridge Park leading by 9 shots to 6. Playing the 8th end. And really, nothing in this game as we approach the halfway stage.
Yeah,
a narrow lead for Bridge Park.
Yeah.
But as we've already seen, we've got some good shot players
Better
and
room,
draw players
Marty.
on both sides.
Kirsty Hill with another one sort of there or thereabouts, and Marion looking like she'll stay on the back end side. Just look to make a correction if she clunks into that shot bowl of Kirsty's. Second shot's fine. Again, it's about building the head more than it is about getting the shot with your bowl. As Robin watching that one and then moving away from it. So Marion just a bit narrow. That's possibly because that bowl was in her eye line. Sometimes you instinctively tighten up a little.
Big day of bowls in the Auckland Tamaki Makaurau area. Over in Bowls North Harbour, we've got their champion of champion fours. In the men's final, we've got the Takapuna team skipped by Jeremy Brosnan playing Birkenhead team skipped by Steve Yates. And in the women's final, Millie Nathan, fresh from her success at the Oceania Challenge and playing in the World Indoor Championships for Tonga, where she also performed creditably. Millie's team is playing the Mahurangi East team. I'm not sure who's skipping that side in the final of the women's event. So Takapuna Birkenhead in the men, Birkenhead Mahurangi East in the women. Great effort. And we've also got the UBC event out at New Lynn, also undercover. And back here at the Palace at Royal Oak, we have the Bridge Park side skipped by Aggie Motu, leading the Te Atatu team skipped by Robin Rayhana by 9-6 after 7 ends of this final. And it's Leslie McClendon who just gets a nice sit off Kirsty Hill's bowl there, and it's looking like Bridge Park holding at least 2, maybe 3.
If you come through
with Lauren Mills to play her second
draw.
bowl of this end.
I'm enjoying Robin's expressiveness, Brett. Like, it's very easy to see what's going on.
Yeah, she's in perpetual motion
Yeah,
through the game, which is great to see. I mean, she wears her heart on the sleeve, and just a fantastic person, a great character in the game, and full of encouragement. So Robin,
Same again, mate.
Lauren Mills sort of sailing over with that bowl, but I'm still getting applause from Robin because we know that Robin likes to attack, and so that bowl will give her another bowl at the back to play to. Meanwhile, Leslie McClendon trying to draw another shot.
Interesting, isn't it? Because it must have been tempting. What have they got at the back, Bridge Park? I suppose you're putting the pressure on if you sit around for 4. So it's worthwhile if Robin misses. But I think first bowl here, and that's the player's view. I think we're going to see Robin. It doesn't matter if she's on her forehand or her backhand because there's bowls to go in off on both. But she'll be looking for the jack or to miss very slightly onto one of those short bowls. And a big bowl in the context of this match, this first one.
Yeah, I agree, Alex. I was a little surprised because we saw in the semi-final this morning, Egi Motu wasn't reluctant to get Leslie to play position bowls, but perhaps feeling here there is a little bit of room. But Robin, Raihana, big deep breath, and she's on the drive.
Smooth as silk on the drive. Little feather off that one. Oh, didn't get the jack. Somehow didn't get the jack. That was a good bowl.
That's a result from hell. That is the result from hell. I mean, she's cleared out the shot bowl, or one of the shot bowls, but she's still 3 down.
Yeah.
And now suddenly not such a good target to play to. So Egi Motu on her backhand, and she'll be looking to try and draw another shot here to really put the pressure on.
It's adding to the pack.
And she's close. She's played a very good bowl here. Look, that's the shot itself.
Good shot. If it sits down, it's brilliant.
Yeah, possibly he's made a bit of a target of it again.
Yeah.
And Robin very quickly into her work, lining it up, and she's on the drive again.
No mucking around here from Robin. Oh, it's going, Brett. It's underneath the head.
She gets 1 out, but the bad news there is it's 3 shots that Bridge Park are now holding with the bowl in hand. Egi just taking her time while the players clear the bowls from the back. And again, that nice smooth action. A little bit tighter than her first bowl, but very good weight again.
Beautiful weight.
Just going to get a nice sit that's 4 shots. So that's a neat recovery from the 5 that Bridge Park dropped the last time in this direction. 2 very good bowls from Egi Motu, and suddenly, just when you thought Te Atatu were on
the comeback
trail, they find themselves trailing by 7 shots at 6-13 after 8 of the 18 ends. And look, particularly with her first bowl, Robin Raihana can rightly feel a little bit unlucky there. I mean, of course, when you're not holding the shots, it's hard to get them back. But she played a pretty good bowl, and I thought got probably the worst result imaginable for her, and made it a lot harder. And Kirsty Hill, just again quickly back into her work, draws a good shot there. So right now it'll be time for just Te Atatu to reset themselves. I see Marion Hakarai just slowing the game down a little bit, just taking her time to just take stock and see if they can just start to put together a good end here, get themselves moving again in this final. See the president of Bowls Auckland, Graham Scott, in the background there, sitting with umpire Les Smith. Great to see Graham, who's been very involved with the revitalisation of the Auckland Bowling Club.
Yes, which has been wonderful. Hasn't it been wonderful to see our oldest, the oldest club in New Zealand, showing no signs of fading away.
And I think the only bowling club that has actually legislated in an act of parliament.
Yes.
So the Auckland Domain Act, which governs the how the fantastic Auckland Domain park is used, specifies that this particular site in Grafton Gully of the Domain is to be used as a bowling club, and great to see that our oldest club is in good heart. Recently had a artificial surface installed there. It'd be nice to see a cover over that at some stage, Alex, and that club's doing well.
Hard.
Back here in the Women's Champion of Champion Triples final, it's
Yeah.
Bridge Park
mate,
holding
it's
2,
all good.
possibly 3 now with that bowl of Leslie McClendon. And in the men's semi-final, it's Graylin leading 7-5. So that's the Graylin team of Jamie Hill, Ryan Hill, and Mo Taurua. And
Really
they
close,
are
mate.
playing
Real close.
Adam Blucher,
Okay. Now you draw.
Brendan
Peters,
Kelly,
tuck the
and
jack.
Peter
Good.
Blucher of the Te Atatu team. So one Hill in the Te Atatu in the Bridge Park team
They're
leading
everywhere.
in the final. 2 Hills and a Graylin team winning their semi-final. So so far looking to be potentially a pretty good day for the Hill family. And but there's still a long way to go in this final before we write
Everybody about a metre, mate.
Robin Ray
This
Hunter's
is Jack
Te Atatu
level.
team off. But right now, Robin with a foot down saying, come on, Laura Mills, I need a bowl on the head here.
Yeah, it was unfortunate that Marion's 2 bowls are both shy of the jack because it makes shot play difficult, or even to try and salvage something difficult.
Good
Stop
line
ending,
here
buddy.
from Laura
Stop
Mills, and I think a better weight.
Pulling up.
She's played this
Bring up.
pretty well.
Come on,
That's
She's
a
played
beautiful
this
bowl.
very
Sit.
well. That's a great bowl, Laura
And
Mills.
Nice shot,
didn't
Lauren.
even sit down. That's a great shot from Laura Mills. The other semi-final, Brett, I can tell you, is 7-5 as well. After 7 ends to the Pointchev Pirates. So 2 very close semi-finals going on here undercover at the Palace at Royal Oak Bowls.
Your good mates, Alex, Aidan, Takarua, Colin Williams, and Harry Davis. And I
Yes.
understand that Harry Davis is sitting on 4 Bowls Auckland Centre titles, so he'll have an eye on making that final and playing for his gold star. But clearly a little bit of work to do yet.
Certainly against that Balmoral team of Alan Moyle, Travis Engelbrecht and Chris Desley. And yeah, I mean, if the Pointchev team does make it through to the final, I will have to clear my bias at the beginning of that broadcast because it's there.
Yeah, Alex is not wearing the Pointchev Pirate eye patch, but I can tell you that his sentiment is definitely in that team. And Aggie Motu, oh wow, what a great bowl!
Beautiful.
Just looking to see if she could touch that that bowl of Laura Mills out. Gets the edge, but doesn't get the shot, so it's still 1 to Te Atatu. But high quality stuff in this women's Champion of Champion Triples final. This coverage supported by the Blue Waters Community Trust, a real great supporters of our game of bowls, and that's a fantastic bowl from Robin Rayhana. Wow. Just what Te Atatu needed. They needed another bowl in the head, and I think we'll see a bit of attacking play from the Bridge Park team. Kirsty Hill just
Tell me.
saying
You may as well hit it. There's actually a miracle result there where you get rid of both the bowls with no jack
That our
movement.
only bowl there.
Yeah,
Like it's possible to do that.
edge of the Rayhan. Yeah, so you heard Kirsty Hill say, we've got plenty of bowls around it. You can attack, just don't hit the jack.
Yeah,
Well,
onto
if she
yours,
does hit the
eh?
jack, she might kill it. But yeah, I think she could peel
Like, get
both of
onto
those
yours?
bowls out.
Yep.
If she gets the edge of that bowl of Robin Rayhana's, Kirsty Hill saying, look, play down there with weight. Egimoto, a very good driver, just weighing things up.
Yeah, here comes the backswing. You can see it already almost in the pre-shot.
She's running.
Now, when is it going to get down?
Ah,
Okay, something
no.
square. Not to be. Good shot to
Come
call
again,
though.
Lauren.
And Robin now
Come
with a
again.
chance to make
Keep
it.
up, please.
No, sorry, she's already played the one, isn't she? No, she
Yep.
hasn't.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was confused by Lauren Mills. A chance to make it 3, so should be very possible, I think.
And Robin just...
Now, the first bowl was good, wasn't it? So,
Yeah, and look, she'd be very conscious of not wanting to move the jack. Look,
You're right, you're
two's
good,
good
that's it.
fishing for Te Atatu. It gets them back into this final at 13-8 after 7 of the... No, that must be... we must be halfway through, I think. So we're just going to look at a shot from the men's event. And this is Adam Blucher that we see on his haunches. And that was a great bowl by Brendan Kelly, the middle player for the Atatu team. And there's Adam with his bowl.
Gee, that's not bad, is it? So he would have made it. He would have made it 2 there from Atatu.
So precise stuff. So that game is probably just about all tied up. We're playing the 8th end of this Women's Champion of Champion Triples final, so almost halfway. And it's Marion Hakaraya, the Atatu lead, who kicks off this 8th end. And Kirsty Hill from Bridge Park very quickly into her work. And you'll just see the bowl start to break now as it comes off there.
Weight's good.
Not quite as much turn at this length, so it's 1 to Atatu at this stage of the final.
And Marion looking to just back it up. Another good bowl on the back end side.
Nice.
And Marion just around the short bowl.
Beat her on, you get the shot.
So just a correction to that score, 13-8, so it was 2 to Atatu on that last end. So so the margin's back to 5. And right on cue, it's Kirsty Hill.
How good is Kirsty Hill playing?
Yeah, look, she's been unwaveringly accurate today at lead for the Bridge Park team, and it's so important in 2-bowl triples to be getting a good start and laying that foundation.
The bowl or Jack, mate?
Just there or thereabouts all the time.
At the back.
Well, they've been matched well by Marion.
Yes.
Marion's playing good
Covered a
bowls,
little bit
but just
through.
thinking back to the
About here,
semi-final where Kirsty played 18 ends, and I could count on one hand the number of bowls that were more than, say, 2 or 3 feet away from the jack in that particular game.
Yep, she was very accurate. I think, you know, in this Atatu team, you've got some very good shot players, and Lauren Mills and Robin Rayhana, and here we have.
She's close here.
And again, Lauren,
great bowl. What a shot. And for one.
So, so that will be
down there.
That will be something we'll see a lot in this final. We already have that. You know, they're not daunted by playing those attacking bowls. We saw Lynn Lopez play some good bowls in that regard for Glen Eden in the semi this morning.
This is tight here.
Yep.
From Leslie McLennan, she'll be disappointed with that.
That's
Weight acceptable, but just on the tight side. She's got away. Well, she hasn't got away with it, but she's put another bowl sort of there or thereabouts. It could have gone worse.
Yep. Yeah. That's definitely another
holding one.
Second or third shot for Iggy Motu, but it is Atatu holding the shot. That first bowl of Lauren Mills's.
Interesting how far over to the left Lauren is on the delivery mat there. Brent, I wonder if there's a reason behind that for her.
Good, mate.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that feet positioning, but
I'm liking this one, bud.
it looks like it's delivered a pretty good bowl for her.
Maybe it's worked.
Just a little quick.
Nice for that.
But she gets a clap from her
Reaching that
skip,
bowl, you
so
sit
obviously
that bowl,
pretty
you
close to
make
second
4.
shot, and Aggie's saying, look, it's come down that forehand side, sit the bowl, trail a jack. So Leslie McClendon, better line this time. Nice arc here as it starts to break into the head.
How's the weight?
It's okay.
When's it going to stop? That's the question. Look at that. It just kept going.
She really gets a lot of turn out of those bowls.
Late swing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Good around there.
It's better now. I feel a bit more, a bit more free.
On the changeover, it's advantage Atatu.
This is game of 2 halves. This is the second half, and this is our half.
Robin Rayhana just giving her team a bit of encouragement and thanking Laura Mills for a very good bowl. But right now it'll be really important that she gets a good tight bowl with this first bowl. She needs to consolidate this end. We know that Bridge Park will not be afraid to attack, and at the moment they have a lot more bowls in the head. But this is a pretty close bowl for
Needs
Robin
it to
Rayhana.
hold at the end of the track. Oh, it was right within. It was within Kui.
Yeah, it may be close to counting there. Let's see what, I think Eggie will be on the draw. And she'll be looking to just try and draw a tight shot. She's played this side of the rink pretty well in both the semi-final and the final, and she's close here if it doesn't wander back.
It is just walking that little bit, eh? Particularly on that side of this rink, it seems, just to step out a couple of times.
Yep.
And Robin with a very small correction to make because her weight was perfect on the back end. Smooth delivery, no bounce, and she has taken more green here. So let's watch what happens at the end of the track. It should have a late swing. It should start turning now. Here it comes. Here it comes. Oh, that was close. A bowl each way for those two.
Leslie McClendon having a look.
How good's the weight we've seen here from all the bowls on this end, Brett? They're within 3 feet weight-wise.
2 down.
2 down, says Leslie.
So that would be pretty good fishing for Te Atatu if they could score another 2 here and get them back within really distance of the Bridge Park team. So Eggie Motu's tightened it up this time. Will it hold?
Trying. Going, as they say.
Yeah, some fine margins on that side.
Did Ryan fall over the sign?
So 2 out.
I don't know what happened, whether he's tried to step over it.
Oh, he might have turned around and realised it was Ian trying to get over
Measure between that bowl of Leslie McClendon and the
That's why I said to him, you've got long enough legs to go over.
Marion Hakarai. It is just 2, but 2 is good fishing for Te Atatu. And they're right back in this final at 13-10. We're halfway. We've played 9 ends. No, we've played 10 ends. I'm sorry, of this final. So, so as we begin end 11 of 18, it's the Bridge Park team of Kirsty Hill, Leslie McClendon, and Aggie Motu leading the Te Atatu side of Marion Hakarai, Lauren Mills, and Robin Reihana by 13 shots to 10. And as Marion Hakarai delivers her first bowl of this 11th end.
Yeah,
Anyone's game, isn't it, Brett? 3 points the difference.
Sure is, and it's just been interesting. You know, the just in playing towards the clubhouse, just the Bridge Park team just been a little bit looser in that direction. While playing in this way, they've tended to play the ends a lot tighter. So
well demonstrated by this bowl here from Kirsty Hill.
Yep, just the Te Atatu team have definitely played better towards the clubhouse and played less bowls on that swinging hand, which seems to be a little inconsistent.
Yeah, I think that the hand to the right as we're looking at it now is the side that seems to. Oh, it's not a bad hand, but you can just sort of, if you miss by a foot, it seems to make a bigger difference at the end than it otherwise could. Just steps out a little bit or hooks across.
And in contrast, Marion Hakarai is just struggling a little bit this way, and it's Kirsty Hill taking full advantage of that with her first bowl. A little short with the second, so it's probably just the 1 to Bridge Park, and now Lauren Mills being given both options by Robin Reihana. Just look to get to that bowl.
And you have to weigh up here. Do you want to take a chance on a hand you haven't played much on? Because the obvious shot's the backhand, which is to the right as we see it. But you haven't played many bowls on it, so are you better to play the forehand side, which you have, and Lauren deciding to opt for that? So that's the decision-making process you always have to go through in this game.
And Robin's got and Lauren's got some nice results on that on this side, just playing that playing up that line and looking to sit the bowl or sit the jack, and again she's close.
All the way, bud.
Good bowl. Rewarded for the decision-making. It's a good shot. Maybe just out of the count, but a good bowl nonetheless.
Yep, Aggie Motu's saying we've got one. Just look to see if you can get past there. So Leslie McClendon now On a good line, if she gets around this front bowl, she's going to be very
Round
close. Is she around it? No, she's
Under it,
timbered.
That's all right.
And so,
Weight's good.
Only that far away, mate, for shot.
again,
You come same.
that bowl probably in an awkward place for both teams. But there is a draw underneath there. That hand holds a little more than the other side. And so let's see if Lauren Mills can pick that slot. Yeah, she's close again. It's a good line. It'll all come down to her
Nice
weight.
down again, mate.
Weight's
Pick up the
good.
jack and
She
go with
got
it.
the jack. She's
Looking
got
for
the
anything.
jack. Well, any movement there
Don't
was
wanna
good
go.
because that's Marion Hakaraya's bowl to the left at
No,
7
you're
o'clock.
around that bowl.
But at the moment, it's Bridge Park holding the shot, and Aggie Motu I think will be quite keen if Leslie McClendon can get a bowl past the jack here, because knowing Robin Rayhana, she won't be short. So good line here from Leslie.
Well done, buddy.
She's played
That's
this
good.
very, very well.
That's a beautiful bowl from Leslie McClendon around that. So we know
Yep.
there's a track around it. Look at that. She's finished right at 6 o'clock to the jack.
May not be a counter, but definitely a great home.
Hang in there, mate.
So
Decisions here for Robin. What's going through her head, Brett?
look, I think she can still play up that same side that we've seen Laura Mills play. If she was to get the jack, she'd be unlucky to go 2 down. She can be a little on the narrow side and look to try and turn her bowl onto the Kirsty Hill shot bowl. And yep, it's Robin just playing down that side, that sort of tight line.
Got chances if she's got the right weight here.
Just didn't have the weight.
Oh, agonising, isn't it? Because she was in that the slightly tight area where she could go inside out off Laura Mills's bowl or Cannon Lauren on to Kirsty, but just short of a gallop.
Yeah, just looking to land in that area really, but should need another couple of metres of weight just to hold that bowl up. Aggie Motu, just looking to see if she can draw another shot. Does she get underneath it? Well, she doesn't, but that's probably not a bad home.
It's intriguing, isn't it? So now there's a... Oh, okay.
Well, Robin wasting no time. But she can clearly see the line there, and yeah, she's
Fair enough.
She's down. Well, this time she's gone wider.
Needs it to turn back in. It's breaking. It's breaking. It's breaking. She got a clean run, but she didn't have the weight, Brett, and it just always looked slightly off, didn't it?
Yep. Yeah, more of a draw bowl that time, I think, from Robin. So Aggie Motu, can she add another shot here? And just push that lead out a little further. It will draw around there, though it does look a little wide. Yeah, beautiful piece of weight, but it is.
Marion just double checking there, I think, but we expect it to be 1 to Bridge Park.
Well, they're going to measure.
Well, they played, and look at that. Kirsty's put the mat down. She looks a bit confused about why they're measuring. Taking that bowl out of the count.
I did.
Maybe they're looking for 2,
I went
perhaps,
on
Brett.
Thursday.
Maybe one's been conceded.
My progressives.
Let's just look and see if there's an indication from any of the players. 1, says Leslie McClendon. See that picture-in-picture there of the 2 skips having a drink.
So, again, just when you think that Te Atatu are back in the game, Bridge Park just take over the scoreboard again. Admittedly, only 1 shot. So 14-10 after 12 ends. The Bowls Auckland would be delighted with the fact that as a result of the work they've been doing, we've seen clubs invest in facilities like the Palace here at Royal Oak, which is enabling bowls to be still played, in what is autumn or winter, depending on how you view the seasons.
Cold.
It's cold, all right. And so to Dean Bartlett and the CEO of Bowls Auckland and the Bowls Auckland board, keep up the great work. It's great to see
Good, Mass.
clubs picking
Well
up
done
the
to you,
challenge,
Mass.
and to the Royal Oak Club have shown the vision to invest in this facility with a
Mass.
bit of help from others. It's
And again,
yeah,
mate.
it's
Beat
great for our
yours.
game, and it's great to be able to at this time of the year be commentating on a final where it's played in excellent conditions, and we're seeing the standard of play
It's all down to your
live
weight.
up to that. So
The line was
good to see.
Absolutely. All the bowls are all there or thereabouts, aren't they? And we know in
Mass,
the
you
when
want
we
him to
look
beat this
over
bowl?
at the other games that you can sort
And
of
there's
see in
that
the
much-
periphery of the vision. Sometimes the
space.
other heads are close as well, and I'm sure watchers or viewers and supporters, of course, at the Royal Oak Bowls will be enjoying the hospitality provided by the club as well, which
Yeah,
is all
that's
just
it.
part of it, isn't it?
Come
So we
around.
see Marion here. She's made a correction.
Sit.
Has she overcorrected, or is it going to stop in time? That is the question, and slightly past at that 6 o'clock mark. Second shot.
And look, we will try and get you some scores from the from the men's semi-final events, and also from some of those other bowls events that are going on around the region. As I mentioned earlier, bowls really is a 12-month of the year sport these days, and when I first started playing in the 1970s,
We won
Anzac
down,
Day
Lauren.
was kind of the
We won down
cut-off,
to
and
this
you
bowl.
really didn't play a lot of bowls after that. And now in many of our centres, you know, a lot of the really serious stuff starts after then.
Yep.
You know, with these champions, and all possible because of the investment in artificial surfaces and in covered facilities like the magnificent Palace. So
Come up
back
here.
to the final.
Inside out.
Well,
you take it, don't you?
I'm not. Aggie having a bit of a look just to see who's got the shot there. As Lauren Mills's bowl careered off Leslie McClendon's bowl.
Yeah, still
I
got
can
it,
tell
mate.
you
Take your green.
that the
Let it come
Pirates,
back.
the Point Chief Pirates, lead 13 points to 6 over Balmoral, and Atatu leads 9 points to 8. So a very close semi-final between Atatu and Grey Lynn, and the Pirates eking out a lead there, 13 to 6 in their game against the Balmoral team.
So Leslie McClendon coming over with her bowl. I think it's Bridge Park holding the shot here, but plenty of room. And Lauren Mills now the second for Te Atatu with her last bowl of this 12th end, trying to get in there for a shot. She's close, just slips past. So it looks like Egi Motu's team holding here. Robin Rehana, always with a smile on her face. I mean, she's such a great competitor, great character in the game. Very lucky to have someone with her qualities at the Te Atatu Club. Her and Marion, real stalwarts, and that club's been another club that's gone through quite a rejuvenation in the last few years. It's been a regular. They've hosted the Aotearoa Māori Bowls event, just a great club to be at. And
look at
that's
this.
a magnificent bowl from Egi Motu.
What a beautiful shot that was.
Absolute cracker. We've commented that side of the rink is a little tricky, but that time Aggie found it perfectly, and that's 2 shots now to the Bridge Park team.
I think Lauren just indicating a draw on the back end. Those 4 bowls are quite short, so you'd have to hope for luck if you wanted anything in connection there.
Robin
doesn't like that one. She's walked away.
Yep. Yeah, no, I think just got a little bit too wide, and heavy as well. So Aggie holding 2. Yep, Leslie says, yeah, just stay down that side. You've just drawn a cracker down there. No need to change. And let's see what she can do with her second bowl on this 12th end. Again, in a good zone. They'll turn from there. Here it comes now. Here it comes now. Yeah, what a great bowl.
That's just class, isn't it? Look at that.
Yeah, two outstanding bowls from Egi Motu. So that's 3 now to Bridge Park. And
it's another big moment, isn't it? Because Te Atatu seems to always be 3 or 4 points. They get within 3 or 4 points, And then Bridge Park runs away again. So if Robin can find a way to score here.
Yeah, stay down a bit more on that one. And she's on a much better line here.
She's very close here.
Very close here.
Is it going with the jack? Is it going with the jack? She's followed it through for one.
Ball.
Absolutely magnificent shot there from Robin, and she stopped the charge from Bridge Park.
Outstanding bowl.
That's as good a bowl as you'll see anywhere at any time from anyone.
Yeah, no, that absolute class. Two great bowls from Aggie Motu in really tightening that head up. And it was going to take a really top-line bowl to even reduce the count, Alex. But to get the shot, that's something special. And so well done, Robin Reihana. You've kept your team in it. And so as we now play this 13th end,
It's up.
it's Atatu still hanging in there.
And that really was a bowl that kept the team in.
Absolutely.
You know, it was really it was a bowl that was the difference between being 17-10 down and the score now 14-11.
Yep.
Just
Completely.
unbelievably good under pressure too. She had nothing else to do. It was a perfect shot.
Yep.
Come on,
I
Maz.
agree.
Let's get a roll.
Yeah, that really has kept her team in the game, and will give them some hope that they're not out of it.
Age before beauty.
Kirsty Hill just waiting. One of the players, I think, on the ring next door was looking to sort of come down that side. Probably one of her relatives, either her brother or her nephew.
Look.
And there you can see the bowl breaking in on that rink.
Yeah, mate.
Didn't seem to worry Kirsty much because she's played a pretty good first bowl.
Look at that.
There you
to
are.
work.
So 14-11 to Bridge Park.
Intriguing game, isn't it?
It is, and all power to the Te Atatu team. They're really hanging in there.
Come on, Maz.
And not out of it by any stretch of the imagination. And here's a really good bowl
beautiful
from
correction, Maz.
Marion Hakaraya.
Brilliant stuff. And tuck the jack around. Is it going to sit? No, it's going to stay standing up. Seeing that a bit on this the surface. Bowls don't seem to sit down very easily, Brett.
Yeah, it is a little unusual, I guess. With the green, they're probably carrying a little bit of moisture. Maybe you're just not quite getting that same effect.
That's all good.
Kirsty Hill, beautiful piece of weight, but just narrow. And she's left the door open now for Lauren Mills to draw another shot on her forehand side.
See two other hills in the background.
Yes, Liam and Jamie. There's too many hills. Jamie and his son Ryan.
Nice.
I think Ryan and
Nice
a
ball.
junior and
Second year bowler, made the Auckland 1 to 5 year squad this year.
and his cousin Kirsty's son Liam, of course, also in that team. So there's the Hill dynasty lives on in this generation. And back here we've got 1 to Te Atatu, but look at this bowl from Leslie McClendon. Does she get the shot? Yes, she gets the shot. Bowl.
It's okay, mate.
She just sails past,
Hey,
but
I'm gonna change
that
your hand now,
certainly
mate.
gives
Go and draw
a
to my
much
foot.
better chance now for the Bridge Park team to get the shot. And immediately Robin Reihana is saying to Lauren Mills, get around on this backhand side and see if you can get me a catcher in here, because I expect that the Bridge Park team will be playing down there, and Lauren Mills has played this very well. That's a great bowl. Not just a catcher, but another
You
shot.
draw down
Yeah,
there,
good
mate.
shot.
You sit there, bowl. Move another jack's okay.
So you heard the instructions from Aggie Motu. Just come down there, sit the bowls, trail the jack, and Leslie McClendon, who is a pretty attacking player, but she's underdone this. In fact, she's short, which is very unusual for her. She's tended to play those bowls pretty well, but perhaps maybe had 2 shots in her mind when she played.
Yeah, it doesn't take much for a bowl to just if you aren't absolutely focused on what you want it to do, Brett, it doesn't take much for a bowl to do nothing.
Yeah, and she sort of played with that tight weight, that tight line, but with I guess dead draw weight, and it didn't trouble the scorers. So advantage.
Just in the I just watched Brendan Kelly just about kick the Bowls Auckland Toblerone onto the green, but he salvaged it.
Brendan Kelly, of course, one of Auckland's leading greenkeepers, the Atatu greenkeeper, and also involved with Browns Bay and a number of other clubs, Birkenhead, I think, as well. So, Egi Motu.
On the forehand.
What can you do here? Definitely plenty on, and I expect, yeah, it's a good line on that hand. Now, will it come?
Oh, too big.
What's the weight doing?
Brilliant back in. It's not going to turn in time. Fascinating, isn't it? And Lauren Mills saying that's how much she missed it by. This is the space you've got.
So I think it's 2 from where we're sitting. It looks like 2 to Te Atatu. Robin Rehana not happy with that one, but she may be surprised. It'll start to come back now, but they do tend to hang a little there with weight. So,
Oh, lolly.
Egi
Kia
Motu
ora whānau.
just making sure that she's got the chalk off the bowl. Right, here we go. Again, she's out there on that
Didn't tighten it.
swinging hand. Starting to break now, but she's gone a little wide.
Interesting.
Out comes 1, out comes 2. They're having a look for that third shot. Lauren Mills doing the finger measure. Marion Hakarai doesn't seem very interested. So,
Right.
Lauren deferring to Marion and saying, what do you think? Do you think it's worth measuring?
Who's the bridge pack? Looks like it's a conversation between Marion and Lauren. So Leslie just clearing the bowls. Fascinating. You know, we were 9-0. Bridge Park was 9-0 up. And they've scored 5 points at the same time that Te Atatu scored 11. So the momentum certainly, I mean, you can't spin it any other way. Momentum appears to be with the Te Atatu team here as we enter the last 5 or 6 ends, 5 ends, 4 ends of this game.
Well, that's close.
That's very close, isn't it? Touching the jack. I mean, the umpires, give them something to do, Lauren. Not quite touching that bowl. It's like a cigarette paper.
So just remeasuring, just making sure that she gets a really tight measure on the jack. Generally, when you measure first, you try not to get right on the jack, just in case you move it. But this is tight. Wow, this is very close.
Oh.
Yes, and we get the umpire in action. So
very cool.
So hopefully Les has finished his sandwich, and
we may even see some chocks come out if he wants to get real properly technical, Brett. Sometimes I think you just put chocks on because you can.
Good game, Mark.
yeah, well, it's close, and in the context of the game, so you know we have Bridge Park leading 14-11 on the board. In fact, it's not Les.
See, I called the chocks, didn't I? As you see the chocks go.
And the chocks are out, and so that again, just making sure that the bowls are secure and that they can't move when they're being measured.
I wouldn't trust myself to put chocks on a bowl without moving it. I'm trying to give the least amount of chances. And the umpire, I think, what's she doing?
I'm not certain.
Just having a look to see which one she wants to measure first. You usually go to the flat bowl first.
7, 12, 13.
The bowl sitting down.
Don't know who. 7, 12, 13.
Right.
Taking a time.
Whatever.
So this measure is the difference between this game being all tied up at 14 all or 14-13. So in the context of the game, it's pretty important.
And the last time it was all square was the first end at 0-0 apiece, wasn't it?
Absolutely. And
Point service green.
well, the way that has been measured, I would favour the Te Atatu bowl, but I really am guessing because it's only the umpire that's going to know, and she's taking a really painstaking effort to get it right, and that's of course what we all hope for.
Decisions, decisions, decisions.
Well, the fact that she's going back to measure it a fourth time,
You can call it drawn.
suggests to me that it's very, very close. And yes, you can call it drawn.
And Amy Chung is the umpire.
Yeah, Amy, very experienced, recently involved with umpiring at the Oceania Challenge. No, it was 1 to Te Atatu, so we're all tied up. We've played 13 ends of this Bowls Auckland Women's Champion of Champion Triples final, and we're 14 all between the Te Atatu team of Marion Hakaraya, Lauren Mills and Robin Reihana, playing Kirsty Hill, Leslie McClendon and Aggie Motu. And I just wonder what this momentum change will do to the Bridge Park team. I mean, they've been so accustomed to leading in their games and holding that lead. 9-0 looked like it was definitely advantage Bridge Park, but now at 14 all, we're in a drag race.
Isn't it? It's just fascinating, isn't it? All the 14s.
Oh, what?
Yep. The momentum just feels like the momentum is with the Te Atatu team. 14 points. They've scored at the same time that Bridge Park have scored 5. So 14-5 if we started on N6 or 7. They'll be wanting to finish strong, and yeah, Bridge Park, what's going through their minds? It's the question.
And you know, and now when we reflect just how important that bowl that Robin Reihana played on the 12th end, you know, that 4-shot turnaround, three down and to get one, and then 3 on the next end, and you know, game on. This is the 5-end final. Amy called into action again.
Slightly longer measure this time. Put the tip of the measure on the mat, and you'll measure it out. I don't like the ones that haven't been oiled.
No.
And you hear the umpire walk along in this ungodly screech. It goes up the green, but not the case. This is well-maintained equipment here from Amy.
Yep, and we're really blessed to have some very good officials. Amy, Les Smith, who coordinates the umpires, sitting behind there. I thought Les was on official duties, but he's obviously observing, and it is up by, I think, a couple of centimetres. So
watch out for the jack. Why don't go the other way? Walk the other way. Walk the other. Walk.
Well,
Okay.
not bad,
she
Amy.
knew what she was doing, Alex.
Hey,
It's all under control.
Yeah. If you say so, Brett. That was very. I didn't enjoy that. It was a very stressful watch.
Coming in.
Yep,
But no mucking around for Marion. She's on.
Yeah, it wasn't entirely how I expected that tape to be rolled in, but I guess because we've got the chalk mark there, they could have just replaced it on the chalk with some confidence. But so look, we'll get you some scores in the other games in due course, but right now we're just concentrating on this final. 5 ends to go, 14 all, and Kirsty Hill on the jack. We've said that a few times today.
We certainly have.
Up to you, mate.
But I guess what we've seen in this final is the shot play of Lauren Mills and Robin Reihana has really nullified just some of the drawing ability of the
Not looking too
of the
bad
Bridge
now.
Park
Go down to
team
your weight.
now. Can they keep that going?
That's the question, isn't it? It's such a momentum-driven game. This 2-bowl triples.
Marion Hikarai changing her hand there. I'm not really sure why she changed her hand because Kirsty's bowl isn't right on the jack, and it is about just getting something close. Kirsty doesn't like that. She's walked off.
Right. You're under it.
And so we'll see where that finishes
That's all good.
at at the end. Well, it didn't end up so bad. It ended up as a second shot.
I've stayed and watched much worse bowls of mine instead of walking away.
Yep, I can agree with that. With that, Alex. Not about your bowls, about mine actually.
Fair enough, both ways.
So 2 now to Bridge Park. As Lauren Mills plays her first bowl on this 14th end. And looking to try and get a close shot for her skip Robin Rehana. It's handy.
Down there, mate.
Aggie Motu saying to Leslie McClendon, follow it down there, and let's see what Leslie can do.
And just a quick update on the semi-final scores. It's now 13-7 to the Point Chef Pirates after 12 ends over the Balmoral team. So that game still reasonably close, 6 the difference. And the other semi-final 13 ends have been played, and Blucher and Kelly of the Te Atatu club are leading 11 points to 9
over
Greylands,
a couple of minutes.
Hill and my last name.
This is Jack Level, mate.
Thank you. So some good semi-finals going on there, Brett.
Yeah, look, I think, you know, when you get to this stage of the event, you know all these teams are capable of winning it. And so it comes down to how you play on that, just over these crucial last few ends. And
well, look at that. Robin just going, turn.
One down now, mate.
Come back, and she got one clap. So level there, Lauren Mills.
Yep. Lots of work on that bowl from Robin Rehana. Of course, it doesn't make any difference, but she did will it in to be second shot, which was important because they were 3 down. And now Leslie McClendon with her second bowl. Much better line than her first. If she's got good weight here, she's going to be very close. Does she get around? Yes, she does. Just a little bit heavy. And her bowls often fool me because she does tend to get a lot more turn out of them. But that's a good bowl just finishing in behind there. We know that Robin is not reluctant to be attacking, and you know there she is just giving a little team talk to Marion and Lauren and urging them on. Right back in this final, and let's see what Robin has. She'll be on the draw here. Looking from our position like Bridge Park are holding 1. And Robin with her first bowl, she's narrow.
Now this could be interesting.
Is there a trail through there? No, there's not. And she's turned the Kirsty Hill
Up
bowl
and over
up.
that once, eh?
Don't know whether that'll count or not, but anyway, we'll soon see. Aggie Motu, she's played some great bowls down this side. Let's see if she if we see that from her again. Tighter this time.
Just diving. What's happening at the end of the track? Little inside out, little feather.
There you go.
It's gone enough, and I think she's made it there. What's the back look like, Brett? Is it worth a nibble here from Robin? We know she's not afraid of hitting things.
Well, yeah, we know that she's got the 2 Bacchus bowls. So Robin, though Lauren Mills saying, look, just draw down there.
I feel like Robin's natural game. Oh, no, she's played a bomb draw. She could play any shot in the world, so whatever she thinks she can play, she'll play.
And the angle of the bowls in the front probably not.
This is a bit ugly, isn't it? You need a collision bowl to follow through there, I think.
She's gone too wide here. I don't think that bowl. I mean, you do get that late turn, but just a little over.
Yeah.
So definitely 2 to Bridge Park. Now, what does Aggie Motu do here? If she sits that bowl through of Te Atatu, she might make another couple of shots, but she is holding and she won't want to do too much damage. Down she comes again. She's tight. Does she get another skid? No, she does not.
Just the other way, a little feather. So it's going to be at least the 2 to
No gap.
Bridge Park. And still, they've never been losing in this game.
Yep, 2 it is.
14-16.
So, yeah, so the pendulum swings back towards the Bridge Park team, but look, nothing in it. 4 ends to go. We're playing end 15, and
14,
it'll be interesting to see
16.
what length we get from, oh no, that's sticking with the shorter ends.
Interesting, isn't it?
I thought Kirsty might have gone a little bit longer.
We did see that in the semi-final, didn't we? A lot of long ends from the Bridge Park team, and that was to quite some success. But let's watch Kirsty's first bowl. Have I let it go, she said. So I would I'd suggest that means she thinks she's a bit short. And she is.
So, you know, if there'll be, I mean, these players are not unfamiliar with being at this end of a tournament and finals, but that doesn't mean that you don't feel a little bit of the nerves and the tension. And Kirsty will also be busy watching her brother and her nephew playing next door. There's her brother Jamie Hill just on the mat next door. That beautiful delivery of his.
Been the same for 20 years.
Yep. And that's why he's played for New Zealand and won multiple national titles.
All good, mate. Good home.
Robin, caught up in the moment, has forgotten the camera is there as we see Marion on her backhand. Just
That's
looking
right.
down, so that's
Hold up.
not usually a good sign.
No.
Start running up, mate. Yep. Nice, Maz.
You draw down there, you beat that bowl, you get the shot.
You can see in the background gathering in the club.
Yep. Good numbers here at Royal Oak with people from around the area coming in now to watch the latter stages of this women's final and eagerly awaiting the men's final later. It's one of our looser ends in this direction.
I think it is. I mean, it's a shorter end than what they have been playing, isn't it? And I think that probably plays into it because you think, oh, the jack's just there. Should be easy to get
come
to.
around Leslie this hand, or you just come around Kirsty that hand? Marley's bowl is level, and this bowl, she's about that far.
Lauren Mills
Foot.
Yep.
asking if she can push a bowl up.
Dance.
So, pretty important bowl this. Can she land one in there to really put the pressure on the Bridge Park team? Back it comes now.
Oh, mate.
And that's a good bowl from Lauren Mills. Well played.
Great shot. That's beautiful. Beautiful bowl at this stage in the game. As we near the end, really, it's the 15th, the end of 18. Leslie McClendon.
So now Leslie McClendon, her turn. Can she get in there?
Yeah.
She's
Trying.
close. She's close.
Don't forget you to change your hand, mate.
Just out of the count, I think. But a good bowl.
Here.
So now Lauren Mills, she drew
No, we're holding
cracker
one,
on
mate.
her backhand with her first bowl. Now off onto the other hand. Can she draw another shot and really get their team back into this?
I like your green. Oh, maybe.
Wheeling it back in.
Come on.
I don't think it's going to turn in time. Probably slightly overplayed. And
And
a
you're
very
doing
good first bowl. So Atatu holding the one.
Good second shot, mate.
All right, so 16-14 to Bridge Park on the board.
16-14 is the score on this, the 15th end. Yep, that's right. So to the diff.
One to Atatu here, and 4 bowls to come.
Been an enthralling matchup between these two triples. And Aggie Motu on her forehand side, she's played, or both her and Robin actually have played some absolutely perfect bowls as skip of their respective triples teams. And Aggie here on the forehand, trying to do it again, trying to draw the shot.
Close, just got caught a little wide. So 1 to Atatu. Robin Rehana very quickly into her work. And
how's your weight, Robin? Because your green's pretty good here, just down to the speed.
coming now.
Yeah, look at that drift. This seems to be the sort of rink that if you even overplay it slightly, your bowls just, they don't want to come back in. It's very weight sensitive, isn't it?
Have we got second and third?
Hang on. Leslie's just having a bit of a look here.
Yeah?
I just reiterated, just on the draw.
Oh, Agimoto on the run. And close.
She's very close. She's very close. She's found fresh air. And we obviously misinterpreted Leslie McClendon's sign language there.
Yeah, I think I heard you say look for the bowl. I thought she meant look for the bowl more on just sort of playing over draw weight. But obviously they had 2 seconds because I think Robin's second bowl turned in Aggie's bowl. And so now Robin Rehana just trying to get in there. As you can see, she's got a bit wide, willing her bowl over. She has turned her bowl in.
Just about. It could be enough. It's level with the jack. 2.
2 it is. So we're back to square.
All the 16s. 16, 16.
Peter Blucher next door. Clubmate Peter Blucher next door, just with the one hand clap on his hip for his teammates from Te Atatu. And so we start to get down to the business end. End 16, tied up at 16 apiece, as Marion Hakaraya delivers the jack. And yeah, what an intriguing game, Alex.
Oh, it's just been a great game to watch, really. I think there's a lesson there too, because Bridge Park 9-0 up felt like at that stage that they were well and truly in control of this game, and I think a lot of triples teams might have let that game get away on them, but we've just seen the Te Atatu team of Robin and Lauren and Marion fight and take their chances and play good bowls when they've needed to, and look at them now, 16 apiece. It's a champion mentality.
And that's a good opener from Marion. They really have the opportunity now to 3 ends to go, and they've got 6 bowls that they're going to play, and if they can make those 6 bowls count, then they'll come out with the Bowls Auckland title.
Wow. Well done, mate.
Come again, Maz.
Yeah, that shot to Kirsty Hill. Not being quite up to her usual standard in the last couple of ends. I think we've just seen her drop off her the high standard that she's played. So there's just been a little bit more room for the Te Atatu team. So let's see how they respond now. Marion Hakaraya, she can get the sit.
And she's got it. Good shot from Marion. Well played.
Great ball, Marion.
Kirsty asking if she's got the shot. Sometimes you ask a question for no particular reason. It's part of the pre-shot. There's no reason why a lead would need to know if they're holding wide or not. It makes no difference at all to the shot that you're about to play, but you ask it just to sometimes focus yourself, Brett.
Yeah, and look, I think here's a close bowl from Kirsty. Does she get in for shot?
Not quite.
No, not quite.
Bowls.
I mean, it's a good standard, Alex.
I've got a lovely little smile here.
4 very good bowls, all within a metre. And so, these are going to be really good ends. I think these last few. I mean, with these, all of these players now really hitting their straps as you'd expect them to. They're experienced.
Hold up, buddy.
Lauren Mills looking for the jack. Does she get the jack? Oh, she does, but it's a slice from hell.
Yeah, that was. Yeah.
Are you taught there?
She
won't be happy.
No, she didn't need to have all that weight, and she didn't need to be narrow. But we all play them, and suddenly it's Bridge Park holding the shot, and now Leslie McClendon coming down on this forehand side, and she's close here.
She is close here, and Lauren with some work to do. to make up for her last
wow.
bowl.
What a
That's a
good bowl.
great shot. Well, I tell you what, if Robin
Play into
keeps
mate and play into the
on
head.
on the forehand,
Play into
I was
here.
going to say Lauren could just about play the same weight with slightly more green and pop the jack back, but she's been asked to play the forehand instead.
And Lauren just
Now let's
questioning
start that
that,
again.
saying, well, can't I play it on the backhand? I've just played that hand.
Just play up to here, mate.
Yeah, Robin says,
You're
yeah,
playing
you can.
into this here.
You can.
If
Get
you hit
in there.
here, it might knock
This
the
is
ball.
Well
Get
caught,
back.
Alex.
It's a time when that weight that we just saw Lauren play with is fine. She can keep the
Yeah,
same
they'll
weight.
just
Absolutely.
Chances left, right, and centre. Not sure what's happening. Oh, I was just waiting for it. So I thought she'd called Lauren up for a second. So we'll just wait for this bowl to come into shot of Lauren Mills
that makes
on
it
her
heavy.
backhand. Maybe she just stands there on the mat, Brett. I've noticed it a few times. On the backhand, right? What's going to happen? She's playing with more weight than I was expecting here, but that's fine. There's a target. Needs to get
She's
down to the
wide.
target.
She's wide, and really she didn't need all of that weight.
Poor bowl.
Yeah, that is a
again,
poor bowl.
land
She
to
just
row.
really needed the same kind of weight as before. Just
Yeah, stay
getting
there.
a land in there. I guess, it's easier to say from here, but, that at this stage of the game, it didn't need all that weight. That's a skips bowl. And so Leslie McClendon looking to get behind here
Yeah,
just to
that's
give
it.
them that catcher, and that's a good bowl.
Yeah, it's
That's a
difficult.
very good
Well
bowl.
done, mate.
It's difficult to see what would have been achieved, really. So we'll see
Yeah,
what Robin
I know.
opts to play now. We're in a rapidly deteriorating situation. If you're Atatu, it's tempting. I mean, you can just draw into that and move. We've got that
Yeah, I mean,
the blue bowl at
they're only one
6 or 7 o'clock.
They're only one down, and so there's no need to get too desperate in terms of the situation.
You can play just over the draw and still be fine. Even if you drop a 1 here, it's all good. Even a 2's not too bad because you get last bowl, penultimate end.
I mean, the danger with playing with weight is if you get onto that Leslie McClendon bowl, you could pump your own bowl out clean and be 3 down on the head.
Yeah, in a perfect world for Atatu, they score a 1 here, drop 1 next end, and have last bowl, last end, all square. We see Robin underneath the line, but that's much more the weight that she was, I think, expecting from Lauren, and it's actually gone quite well.
That's
Robin's bowl. She's locked it in.
She has locked it in. So I think Aggie will be drawing down on the forehand, looking to see if she can maybe jag the jack back, just get into that gap between the second shot and the shot hole. Let's see. Staying down for a long time watching this one. She knows it's important. She played this very well, Alex. Oh, that's a great bowl. That's a very good bowl. Now, that's interesting because that second shot might pop out of there now, Alex, if there's contact. So, again, Robin Rayhan will just need to be a little careful here.
Just see if we can get a look at the head. Oh, we've got Lauren on the way, perhaps.
But, yeah.
It's a tight head, isn't it? So just let's see if we can look at the angles.
One of the better heads we've had in the game. So, Robin, I think, will again... Oh, no, she didn't like that. I think that swooped wide. Yes, it has. So...
Interesting.
I wonder if Higimoto will be tempted to play with a bit of weight here.
It's tempting. You can even just go the split and cannon
Absolutely.
it out.
That's what Kiersey's saying.
It's pretty safe, isn't it?
Yep. You play that split on that wing bowl, and that second shot will pop out of there, and you'll have about 5.
Yeah. On the forehand anyway. Higimoto, let's see what she opts to do. And drawing. But still using those bowls, I suppose. You can sit down off them instead. Yep. That's worth 3 because the jack will move. Ooh. Don't want to be narrow though, Aggie. What's happening here?
Well, she's got 2. Well, definitely wasn't how we saw it, but
looked good.
I mean, she played with good weight, and so by playing with that weight, it was wow. Yeah, look, the scoreboard says 18-16 to Bridge Park, and we're playing the penultimate 17th end of this final of the Bowls Auckland Women's Champion of Champion Triples. Advantage Bridge Park, but only just.
Yeah, I think we're in a space though where Atatu, so say they drop to 1 on that end. If you're Atatu, you're then happy to drop a 1 on this end because 2 down, last end, last bowl, not the end of the world. if Te Atatu drops a 1 or more on this end, I think you're asking a bit more to try and score a 3 plus. So
Yep.
Te Atatu now must score on this end, I feel, to give
Oh,
themselves the best chance of coming out on top in this tussle.
I agree. I think with the experience of the Bridge Park team. So good opener from Kirsty Hill. And Marion Hakarai will be disappointed with that one.
In again, mate.
She hasn't played a lot of bowls on that hand, to be fair. She tended to play the forehand coming this way. Yeah, she'd be disappointed with that first bowl. But she's got another one.
Yeah,
Here
mate.
comes Kirsty Hill
What
with
don't you
her second bowl, and this is going to rub a bit of salt in the wound.
The shot.
Good shot.
Still short, but you know, a couple of shots to Bridge Park, which is a good start. But still plenty of room, and Marion well and truly capable of getting it, you know, drawing a shot here. Yeah, better line this time. No, I'm sorry, I'm a poor judge. I thought actually she'd gone out a little bit further, but
It's come all the way back.
Come on,
it's
Matt.
narrow and
Green.
You draw down there,
yeah.
mate.
Pressure now
Get
on
on to
Lauren
Kirsty,
and
it's
Robin to
okay.
salvage this end.
Beat this one.
They
you
need to
close.
score.
They do. Advantage Bridge Park for sure, but as we've seen in this game, the ends can change very, very quickly. Absolutely. Leslie McClendon, that's a nice green. It's a nice green with her bowl. It tends to turn a bit at the end.
It's all good. Good home.
Yeah, a little heavy, but a good home there. And
Let's check level, mate.
Robin asking for Lauren to stay on the backhand side.
yeah, I think they're pretty committed to that side now, Alex. With the short bowl of Marion's on the forehand side. So
I don't think she's wide. Let's see where it finishes up.
Stevie.
yeah, just starting to break underneath again, and yeah, the speed was good. The speed was very good, but just just missing that line. Aggie having a good look
Still
here.
got it. Still there.
Yeah, still got it, she says. So not so obviously, you know, the bowls are not super close. Aggie just having a really good look here,
Yep.
just making sure that right now Leslie McClendon would be a really good time to draw a toucher. And she's on a good line.
Pretty good
She's
here.
on a very good line.
Very close, Leslie McClendon.
She's going to just
Yeah,
come
well
underneath,
done.
but that's going to be the shot itself.
Good shot.
Yep, it's a good bowl.
Just a little bit of green, mate. Your weight was perfect.
And Robin persisting with a call to the
You're one bowl
draw.
low.
So sort of not get into that panicky situation where you might be tempted to ask for a very high risk, high reward situation.
And look, Lauren Mills is a very good draw player. There's no reason why she can't draw this. There is plenty of room in the context of the ends that they've played in this game, but it is tricky. And again, just
Coming
a
on.
bit tight.
Coming
Does
through.
she hold up there?
Use the
Does
bowl,
she
mate.
hold up and
Use the
get
bowl.
inside that bowl? Yes, she
Great
does.
bowl, what a shot. What a
Great
bowl
bowl.
there from Lauren Mills.
Great bowl. Good weight. Played with good weight, a little
Okay.
bit tighter, but with
Okay,
good weight
Just on
to land in that area.
Yeah.
And now Aggie
Mm.
Kirsty saying, look, you can chip that bowl out
We're gonna
there.
if I get the edge of.
I think we might see Aggie attack this.
I think so.
I mean, at the end of the day, if she gets that bowl out clean,
Yep.
it's game over.
I absolutely agree with you. You know, if you're Bridge Park, if they can find a way to score a shot,
She's got the back bowls,
yeah,
both back bowls.
they'll back themselves to defend a 3-point lead on the last end.
I think so.
So, yeah, for 100%, I think we'll see an aggressive shot here from Aggie. Either side of that bowl, chip it out clean. If you get it square, you find you got the back anyway. And she's good enough to be within a bowl.
Getting herself set.
On the forehand, Aggie Motu. Penultimate end. You're leading by 2. 1 down on the head. What have you got?
Yeah, on the run. And she's
Tight,
close.
I think.
She get a connection off this inside bowl. Yes, she does. So kind of 1 in, 1 out. And another back bowl now for Bridge Park. So they lead by 2 on the board, but it's importantly Te Atatu with the shot. Lauren Mills' second bowl. So It's 18-17 on the big board as it sits today, but we've still got 3 bowls to go. Can Robin Rayhana draw another shot here?
Oh, it desperately needs it. You know, the most you can score. Remembering, of course, Aggie's got a bowl left in her hand, so they might not score any, but
Well, it is tricky
it's
because
gold, isn't it?
they've got nothing behind, and so she may be tempted to just try and get around behind with the first bowl
fair call.
and cover.
Oh, I think that's what she was trying to do, Brett, but she just pulled up a bit short. That line would indicate she was looking to go back past, which was wise. I agree with that.
So Leslie McClendon having a good look. Kirsty Hill.
Yeah.
Yeah, just got it drawn out.
So Kirsty's thinking, oh, we'll get last bowl, last end.
Yep,
You know?
and I think just concerned about not wanting to lose their closest bowl. Right, Aggie Motu.
It's interesting the involvement that Kirsty's had with some of the tactical decisions here. Aggie, if she gets a little feather, oh, that was a great effort. That was a good bowl. Played it well.
Yep. Robin Rayana deciding now's a good time to go and have a look. Pretty critical stage of the game. 1's good fishing, but 2 would be better. But a little bit hard to see how you conjure up 2 other than just trying to dead draw at this stage of the game.
Yeah, I think you have to dead draw it. Focus on your green so that you're unlikely to make anything go hideous and see what happens. But likely that Atatu is going to be 1 down last end. No, there's room to draw there. Everything's sitting flat actually. On the back end, Robin beats that bowl that sits at 2 or 3 o'clock to the jack.
And
Should be safe.
And dare I say it, if you look, Alex, if she could move the jack slightly, just to the left as we're looking at it, there's a bowl of Lauren Mills and a bowl of Marion Hakaraya there. She could make 2 or 3 out of this. Anyway, let's watch the bowl.
Oh, mate, didn't even let it go.
Tight. Yep. Yeah, clearly wasn't confident. So look, it's 1-2 Atatu.
Last end.
Last end, 18-17. So Aggie Motu and her Bridge Park team lead this final of the Bowls Auckland Women's Champion of Champion Triples by 1.
What a great final. What a great final it's been. I'll just quickly talk about the men's semi-finals. They're getting to the crunchy end as well. The final that's going on to the left as we see it. As you can see there, actually, 13 all on the last end. 13 all last end between Graylin and Atatu. And the other game, Atatu holding on the crossover there. And the other game between the Pirates and Balmoral, 16-12 to the Pirates. So 4 up, point share 4 up on the penultimate end there. So 2 close semi-finals.
Yep.
And we'll see how it goes. We should be able to tell you the winner of the game between Graylin and whoever I said they were playing. Atatu Peninsula to our left, because they should finish before the end of this final, Brett. So we'll know one of our men's finalists, and the other one we can find out when we come back at about, I think, 2:45 or 3 o'clock.
So Marion Hakaraya with the first bowl of this final end of this fascinating final. This is very close.
That.
Whoa, just slips past.
That was a really good effort under pressure, wasn't it?
Really. Yeah, and look. Still a good first bowl. Handy. Now, what's Kirsty Hill got?
Playing on her back end.
Yeah, she's close here.
Yeah, mate. Well done. That's good.
She didn't turn as much as I thought it would.
Jack level.
So, probably a measure of a shot, maybe in Bridge Park's favour, but definitely plenty of room.
Marion will be focusing on her green here. Try to get the ball back to the centre line, but not across it.
Nice, Mass.
Better one here.
That's a nice line. When are you
Coming
going
in
to
now.
turn back
Use
in?
the
That's
ball,
the
Mass.
question.
Here it comes.
Turning.
Oh, no.
Oh, it's gone for a walk around the bowl.
That was odd.
That was odd. I don't think there's another word for it. That'll be disappointing for Marion. She played that well.
Kirsty Hill
all good,
also.
mate.
Too wide as well, she
Okay.
says. Let's see what happens at the end of the track. That was a more consistent turn, to be
Yeah,
fair.
that turned
Up to
much
you, mate, there.
more as we would have expected. So early advantage to Bridge Park, holding the shot but plenty of room. Lauren Mills, the saviour for the Te Atatu team on the last end.
Yeah, she's played some very good bowls under pressure.
Now, what can she do on this last end? Yeah, I think she's on a good line here. Here it comes. Is it going to reach?
Come
Oh,
on, run it out,
I
Ron.
just heard a pantomime crowd. So we have a result in one of the semi-finals.
Big Kirsty.
And we'll watch the last 3 bowls on the crossover of this final, Brett. We're getting very technical. So we'll find out who's won the men's semi-final. But in the meantime, let's focus on Leslie McClendon's bowl here in this final end, potentially, of the women's final.
And she's played a good bowl here.
Bowl,
That's a
mate.
great bowl from Leslie.
Well
That's
done.
beautiful.
Well
Shot,
played.
mate.
Very well played. Shot itself. And really good bowl from Leslie. Lauren Mills. Can she recover? By the look of the way she delivered it, no.
What the?
Oh,
It's
no!
a wrong bias.
Oh, no.
Unbelievable.
Yep.
Oh,
Just
dear.
going to Kirsty. Turn her down.
Oh, no.
And Robin Rehan, no, not happy.
Oh,
Definitely not happy.
oh that's...
That's sad. It's sad, and no one likes to see anybody play a wrong bias at the best of times, but in a critical stage of a game like this, yeah,
Yeah,
it's
buddy. Well done.
it's tough. It's tough to watch.
What?
right. Let's watch the last 3 bowls of the men's semi-final. Mai trying to rest the shot back. The Te Atatu holding the shot there. And Adam Blucher on his forehand just put another bowl there or thereabouts. Didn't make the target any bigger, Brett.
No, very wise.
And Mai with his last bowl. He's got second and third to Jamie Hill's bowls at 6 o'clock. Looking to chip the shot bowl out. And look, it just drifted a little bit past. So we have our first men's triples finalist. And it is Adam Blucher, who's in great form, the form of his life. Playing with his dad, Peter Blucher, off the front. And Brendan Kelly in the middle.
Yes, recently runner-up in the National Bowls 3-5 finals. In fact, Lauren Mills, part of that team. Carrying on that good form, and that final they had Andy Ellis was the third player I think in that team, and reached the semi-finals of the champion pairs last week here in the Bowls Auckland final series. So
Going well.
now back to the women's final.
Robin.
Rehana, can she recover the shot?
She's played some
She's
absolute
close.
beauties, and this might
She's
be another
close.
one here.
She's close. Wow, what a good bowl.
Did she do it? What's happened? It was a good shot. Someone tell me who's holding. I can't cope, Brett. That was, what a bowl under pressure. Reminds me, she played a bowl on the backhand coming this way about the halfway mark when they were 3 down. Drew a toucher. Brilliant. And no one seems to know who's holding the shot here.
Yeah, look, what a cracker.
That was, I mean, regardless of whether she's holding one or not, it was still genius, wasn't it? That was such a good bowl. Marion. Oh no! What do you think?
Well, I think maybe Te Atatu have got the shot here. I don't know.
Nor do I. I want to hear it say it's mine.
Robin having a bit of a joke with Brendan Kelly and the crowd.
That's good.
Right, Aggie Motu. She won't be phased, and there's plenty of room to draw there. But the pressure's on.
Uh-oh.
Well, both shot bowls.
Absolutely. Oh,
Lots of finger measuring, but
just-
actually ultimately You just got to draw a shot.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't change the shot, does it? Whether you're holding or not is irrelevant.
Well, if they're holding, they get an extra end. What you really want to be doing is drawing the shot and putting it. So Lauren thinks they're one down. That's what she just indicated, and she does have a pretty good eye. So really, Robin's just got to try and draw the shot here and put the pressure right back on Egi Motu.
Absolutely.
So let's see what she can do. She played a cracker bowl with her first one. And stays down nicely on that. She's wide.
Don't too bloody wide.
Beautiful bit of weight.
Yeah.
Beautiful bit of weight.
Now it comes down. It'll come down. Well,
sorry.
We'll see here, because if Aggie doesn't play her bowl, it's over, isn't it? And we'll have a new winner. Otherwise, she's going to have to go down there and play it.
And a little bit surprised Robin playing wide there, because, you know, she had Lauren Mills's bowl in the front to turn over. She had Marion's bowl that she could have played the jack to.
Could have been there.
She could have actually, she's got 3 seconds. She could have actually played to get Leslie McClendon's bowl out to win the game.
Entirely, yeah.
But anyway, you know, she's playing it as she sees it. So, Egi Motu, what has she got to install for us?
Essentially, to remove all doubt here, Egi Motu needs to draw the shot and win the champion of champion Bowls Auckland women's title.
Bit of line, Alex.
Has she got it? Has she got it?
No.
The bowl heard.
Shall we call it a draw? And it both be winners?
The bowl heard, and it's funny. Also, it seems as if, just getting in the comms, that we might have point Chevin to the final. Balmoral last bowl. Now let's see here. So measuring that bowl.
Yep. It's a win to Bridge Park.
Brilliant.
Thanks, Rob.
Just completing the measure just to make sure.
Just measuring again, I think, just to make sure that it's correct. But
Thanks, Don.
yeah, it actually looks like.
Can you measure it then? I'm just hoping the bowl will get hungry and feed. Nah.
Well, that does make me wonder why they might not have taken that bowl. Alex,
Yeah.
You know, and just, I mean, I know Robin had played an amazing bowl with her first bowl to get the shot. But at the end of the day, you know, you play what you've got in front of you, and she was probably pretty confident down that hand. The end result, though, is a win in this Auckland Women's Champion of Champion Triples to the Bridge Park team, skipped by Egi Motu, Leslie McClendon and Kirsty Hill. A really fascinating final.
It was.
And any game that's determined by a measure, you know it's been close. And so congratulations to them, and congratulations to the Atatu team, who just put up such an amazing fight back. 9-0 behind in the game early, but full marks to Robin Reihana, Lauren Mills and Marion Hakaraya for their comeback. 19-17 to Bridge Park after the 18 ends, and a really absorbing final for us to commentate, and I'm sure the viewers have enjoyed it.
Absolutely, it was. Just echo that sentiment. And just for the viewers, remember, we've got different links for the next round that we have scheduled for 3 o'clock, but it may be a bit earlier because the games are finished a bit earlier. So scheduled for 3, but be aware that it may pop up a bit earlier than that. There's a final a link on the Bowls Auckland page and also the Bowls New Zealand one. And we believe we will be watching a final between the Point Chevalier team of Colin Williams, Aidan Takarua and Harry Davis, who will be taking on Blucher and Brendan Kelly from Te Atatu back by 3 o'clock. We'll see you then.